And we are live. Welcome back to Creator Breakfast. Let's get that background music going. Don't like that air. Like to have a bit of funk, bit of music in the background. Let's get that playing. How's everyone? How's your week? Great to be back with you with another Creator Breakfast live. Bright and early on Saturday morning. Well, might be a Saturday evening where you are, or somewhere in between. But wherever you are in the world, a big hello, a big shout out from down under here today. And let's quickly say hi in the chat to Chantel's here in the house, modding as usual. And we've got the one and only Albitastic. All the Niminati, well, not all, I won't say all the Niminatis here. Everybody here is in the Niminati so far. Make sure to share this out, let people know we're live here, coming up. And, you know, it's a little early. It's not even 8 a.m. Eastern yet, so super early. So let people know that we are live. I've just tweeted it out myself. So make sure you share it out. And we'll get right into it. As people come in, we will give them the welcome as they come into the chat, as we always do here on the show. And today, the main topic, which we're going to get into in a few minutes' time, is, let me get the title right here, three things that YouTube has done for small creators. And certainly I don't want to harp on the small part, because, you know, small can be relative. You know, even me coming up to 7,000 subscribers, you know, in many eyes, that is still considered small. But here we're specifically talking about those under 1,000 subscribers in particular tonight, or this morning. Oh, it was tonight for me. Anyway, so how's your week been? Let me know how your week's been. I know we weren't here last week, so how's your last 2 weeks been? Certainly in the world of tech, it's been a busy week. We've had Apple release products or announce products. We've had Google. Apparently Samsung did something. Some other phone manufacturers have done stuff this week. So there's a lot of a tech overload out there, particularly on YouTube. You might have seen some videos, and you know there's more coming next week when people are getting their hands on units to review and so forth. So as those embargoes drop, expect like early Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, you're going to see some Apple goodness out there on YouTube. And probably some, at some point later, you'll probably see some Google Pixel goodness as well. There's already some Google Pixel stuff out there coming through from people's opinions, people's previews, people's first impressions, people's promoting phone cases for phones that haven't come out yet. All that and more. Techtober is real. Absolutely. So that's the sort of week on the YouTube side of things. And obviously, I put out a video, was it this week? It seems like it was longer, but it was only middle of the week. Midweek, it was a midweek video. Normally, I try and get videos out Monday, but we put this one out a little bit later this week. And that video is doing okay. It's doing pretty good. We're going to talk about that because that actually flows into today's topic, what we're going to talk about on the show. So that's really, really good. Oh, I'm going to change things up today. I'm going to go to a segment that I usually do about a quarter of the way through the show, but I'm going to get it out of the way nice and early today because I don't want to like do the main topic straight away. So I like to sometimes play with the format. So, and I usually do this one quite early anyway. So we're going to jump into the thank yous, the shout-outs. We're going to give all the new subscribers on the channel, the new public-facing subscribers at least, a big shout-out. So let's get into the thank yous for this week. And as I mentioned, it's a thank you to the public-facing subscribers because, some subscribers don't have their subscriptions public, so I don't get to see who subscribed. I see the numbers go up, but sometimes I don't always see the names. But here's the last 8 public-facing subscribers on my channel, so I'm going to give them a shout-out. If you happen to be in the chat, if you're any of these people, make sure you say hi. Big shout-out to Mini Rod, thank you for subscribing. Zeno Mort has also subscribed this week. The Panther Queen with no spaces, but I can put the spaces in there in my mind. The Panther Queen. Code of the Streets is also subscribed. Moda Bang. Interesting. I'm not even going to try and guess what some of these channels are about. They're very in there today. Our Sphinx Clips. So it could be a Clips channel. DJ Don Rush Vivo. I wonder if DJ Don Rush Vivo, if that's an official Vivo channel. Let me know if you're in the chat, DJ Don Rush. And Perfect Gardens. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And if you happen to watch any of the videos, make sure you comment and say hi in the comments of the video. Or if you happen to be live sometime on this stream, make sure you drop a hello in the chat so I can shout you out even more. So I appreciate all the new subscribers on the channel. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the main screen here. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought I said my microphone was muted for a second. Success this week. Well, in the past, since the last stream at least. So let's say in the last 2 weeks, because that would be probably more closer. But I've been able to streamline things a little bit. I know in the last couple of streams I've complained not having a mute button, but I now finally have a mute button. Look at this. And there you go. The mute button works. So there's a mute button. Let me show you how I've done the mute button, because I got a new piece of cool tech. A bit of an upgrade, you could say. So let's cut to the overhead camera. Let's have a look. All right. This is it. What I'm touching. This is the Stream Deck XL. 32 keys of goodness. That is allowing me to have everything on the screen that I need to run the stream. So, there you go. Gregor's Dram, why are you bald, he says. I'm hardly bald. I have hair on my head. I just have short hair. I don't know if you think that that's funny to insult people or think you're insulting people, but it's not, and you're not. So I could actually grow this out to a mullet. It's just that I have. If you have a look on this camera, it's just cut back short with a trim. It's like, what else are you going to do? I could grow that out. I could have a mullet if I wanted to. I just have a receding hairline, that's all. I'm not bald, just receding. Cool. But yes, back to the XL. The Stream Deck XL is allowed me to just reconfigure my buttons, and I've got like every scene that I need across the bottom here. My mute button there. And I can remove and hide comments there, and and a few extra scenes, and then I can switch my cameras if I want to, like this one. I just hit that. There I am. Hi. Back to the thing. And so yeah, so that's the newest piece of my setup there. So I thought I should have the overhead cam. I can't even speak tonight. Overhead cam coming down, showing the desk. The upside, of course, I'm monitoring the stream on my iPad, and these are my two. I know last couple of streams I've talked about my two monitors in place now, so you can see the two monitors. My middle camera is right here, just out of shot, and that's it there. So yeah, there you go. There you go. So yeah. Oh, where to go from that? showing off the tech. I always like to show off the tech. I'm a bit of a tech head. As you can tell, most weeks I'm talking about something related to tech. But in a minute, we're going to get to the main topic of today. We're going to go through, I've even done up some slides. I've got slides ready to show you. We'll talk about the 3 things that YouTube has done for small creators. And when I say small creators, we're talking about people under 1,000 subscribers, stuff that you haven't had before that you possibly now have. And we've been talking about some of these things in recent weeks and recent month or so, but we're going to just condense them down into 3 points that we can talk about today. But let's go back to the chat. Albitas says that like Nick's, I think Nick's got a couple of XLs going on his, because he's got them hooked up to his main computer and then his computer that runs his projector that does the screen behind him, so he can switch that stuff up as well as interfacing with his main computer. So that's why he has a couple of them. It's amazing. It's an interesting thing. Is the main topic Israel-Palestine conflict? No, this is a YouTube and creator channel. This is not a Middle Eastern politics channel. So, yeah. It's good. That's really good. I'm just going back through the chat to make sure I haven't missed anything. Chantel says, why this? Oh, sorry. It's why I started a new channel, because most of my yarny peeps, I read that as yawny. I'm probably going to start yawning now that I said that. Don't care about my awesome tech. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Not if it's off topic for your channel. Your regular viewers are going to go, huh? What's that got to do with, playing with yarn, for example? What's that got to do with playing Minecraft? So, if it's off topic for your channel, it's probably not going to help you. All right, let's hit the subject today, and it's a subject, and let me just make sure it's prepped and ready to go. And here we go. All right, we've got a slideshow ready to go, and today's topic is, of course, that's not the first slide. All right. Let's abort for a second. I'm supposed to start the slide from the beginning. Google's. Anybody ever had that problem with Google Slides? All right, here we go. I wonder why it looks strange. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. 3 things YouTube have done for small creators. And I got a funny hashtag YouTube hearts small creators, and I need to be clicking on this to activate that little animation there. It comes off my community tab, or half of it anyway. Let's get to the first slide. First point. Point number 1 is number 1. They have lowered the requirements for the community tab. And we've probably talked about this on recent streams, but let's have a look at the information here. YouTube has lowered the requirements for the community tab from 1,000 subscribers to only 500 subscribers. And that started happening around October 12. And the week following that, it started rolling out from people from 1,000 down to 500. And then once people hit 500, they're going to start getting that like within about a week or so of hitting that threshold. And the other thing to note is that, as I mentioned, this should now be rolled out to eligible channels. And one of my lights just went out, and it's back. Fun technology. It's what happens when you put your studio lights on smart switches. Sometimes they want to reset. So yeah, community tab. Most of you, if you're over 500 subscribers, should now have it. If you're still under it, it's something to look forward to. You only have to get half the requirements now, so you only have to get to 500 instead of 1,000, so that's good. The bar's been lowered for small creators. And community tabs are a really handy thing, and I have made a video about that. And it's this one here called Small Creators Win. You might see it on my channel. So if you want to get more information about the community tab and some tips on how to use it as well, so forth, so you can go check that out in your own time. Let's go to the next slide. The second thing that YouTube have done for small creators in recent times, they've lowered the requirements for @mentions. Now, some people don't know what @mentions are, but @mentions are when you type the @ symbol and then start typing the channel name, and then you get like a list of matches, and you can pick the channel to like mention them. So it's a bit like a text shout out. It lets that person know also that you've mentioned them. Let's have a look at the details. So YouTube have lowered the requirements for mentions tab, and you can use them in the title and the description of your videos. And they've lowered it from 1,000 to 500. So it's the same lowering that we had with the community tab, from 1,000 to 500 subscribers. And it says this can be handy to tag a creator who appears in your video or whom the video is about. So you want to use these where it makes sense. So you don't want to tag PewDiePie in a video that's not about PewDiePie or not a video that PewDiePie's in. Now, if Mr. Beast cameoed in your video, you could @Mr. Beast on that, and that's like an example of how you could use it. Or if you've done a collab with somebody, then if you and them are both over 500 subscribers, you can @mention them, they can @mention you, and it's a way to help promote other creators, acknowledge them, and let people know that this is either a collab or it's about that person. And if they want to go check it out too, I believe you can click on the @mentions and it'll take anyone who clicks on it to their channel. And there's a nice little animation there for the outside. Let's go to the next one, number 3, and the third one, which is the newest one. And a big shout out and hello to, hopefully I get this. Okay. I got to get my mouse in the correct spot. Hello, and I just lost my slide by doing that. Just clicking on the comment. I just wanted to say hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to try and get back to the slide. Here we go. And the number 3 thing that YouTube has done for small creators in the last probably month, they've lowered the requirements for mobile live streaming, and that's in particular, as we're going to see. YouTube have most recently lowered the requirement to live stream from the YouTube app from 1,000 subscribers down to only 50 subscribers. That's a big drop. That's pretty cool. YouTube have placed some additional restrictions on creators between 50 and 1,000 in regards to the reach of their live streams, or how many people are allowed to be in their live stream at any one time. And I believe, off the top of my head, it's the number of subscribers they have plus 25. But if I was a 50 subscriber channel and I had 50 or 75 people, I should say, turn up in my live stream, then I'd be pretty stoked. So I think that's pretty generous. And obviously there's some reasons for that. And I go into those reasons in a lot of detail in my video that I put out this week, which is this one, mobile live stream sooner, new rules. So if you want to check out more information about the mobile live streaming requirements that are now rolled out to, I believe Android is probably mostly rolled out, and I believe iPhone as well. You can check those out. I've got extra documentation as well, which I can show, which I'm probably not going to show now, but I have them open and handy where we can talk about what YouTube is saying about these things. But in the documentation, all this information has been updated on the YouTube help pages, so you can go and read this for yourself. I'll show you really quickly where those are. So I'm just going to pop out of those and then go to this one here first of all, which is the community tab here, and it tells you about community tabs. Where's the one about the eligibility? Oh, here it is. Am I eligible for the community tab? I was scrolling right past it. Creators with over 500 subscribers have access to community posts. It can take up to a week to see community tab after passing 500. So there you go. It's official in YouTube's own words. The app mentions, to create mentions or get mentioned by others, you must have more than 500 subscribers. That amount used to be 1,000, as we mentioned. And the third one, creating a live stream on mobile. And of course, we're talking about the YouTube mobile app. This has only ever applied to the YouTube mobile app. There have never been restrictions on third-party apps or other encoders software on computer, PC, Mac, or if you're using the web streaming on the YouTube desktop. And you can see this says a tab for Android, tab for iPhone. You can see the requirements are here now. At least 50 subscribers. And you have no live streaming restrictions within the last 90 days, so you haven't had any issues with YouTube. And the channel's verified, and then it's all good. And you can see now that if you go over to the iPhone one, it's the same. When I made my video, which came out midweek, earlier in the week, the iPhone one still said 1,000. So they hadn't updated this page, but this page has now been updated. So once you do, now with the new requirements, once you do hit 1,000, then you lose all the limitations on how many people can actually see your live stream, or be in your live stream. So all that goes away once you've crossed 1,000. After about a week or so, they'll take that away, and then you'll have the full live streaming experience on YouTube mobile. The interesting question is, though, I'm just going to switch scenes here. The interesting question, though, is how many people actually live stream with their YouTube mobile app? That's an interesting one. Let me know if you happen to live stream with the YouTube mobile app, whether it's on iPhone, on Android, maybe on an iPad. So you use the YouTube app itself and not one of the third-party apps. So I'll be interested to know if that's the case. The other thing I want to mention as we segue out of the main topic of today is, I'm just going to close some tabs on my Chrome, is today's poll. I put the poll onto the chat when I scheduled the stream, basically, when I put the trailer on and made it available. I added the poll, so you might see the poll in the top of the chat. And I want to review that. If you haven't already voted in the poll, have a look at the poll and have a quick vote, because it is related to the main topic of today. I want to see how we're going with that. I'm going to jump over to that. I need to pull that up on my screen because I don't have that open. So I'm just going to jump into studio. And a big shout out to Paul Beck is in the house. And happy I think it's Happy Chicks is in the house as well. Have I missed anybody? Oh, I don't think I missed anyone else. Apologies if I have. And I've got to go into the live streaming manager here. Load live streaming manager. It says I'm live. Wow, I'm live. Okay. I'm going to leave the poll up till the end, of course, but at the moment, it's the question was, what is your recent opinion on YouTube's endeavors to help small creators? And I have three options: love it, thanks to YouTube; not enough, YouTube sucks; or I don't know, that's why I'm here. And we've got 77% says love it, thanks to YouTube, and 23% currently say I don't know, that's why I'm here. So if you missed some of the main topic there, we were talking about the three things that YouTube has done recently for small creators. Make sure you go back and watch that in the replay. The replay will be up for a short period of time, and it's also in a playlist. There's a creator breakfast playlist now. I put all my live streams in there, and then they'll get unlisted off the main part of the channel, but you should still be able to access them over there. But I will leave them up for like the first 24 hours or so. So you'll see them for the first 24 hours. And when it looks like I'm going to publish a video, whether that's on my usual Monday or later in the week, that's when I'll unlist it. But it'll always be available in the Creator Breakfast playlist, which is in the playlist page. So if you're ever looking for one of the previous episodes of Creator Breakfast, it's going to be over there, and you can watch it there. So, yeah. And as always, and I didn't mention this at the start, by the way, is this is also a Q&A show. So if you have any questions, like creator-related questions, YouTube-related questions, stuff like that, make sure you pop it in the chat any point during the show. I'm happy to touch on those and answer them the best I can. If I know the answer, if I don't know the answer, I'll just say, look, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know the answer. You know, I'll be happy to admit that I don't know everything. But if I can help somebody, I'm happy to help. So if you've got a question, make sure to pop it. I'm just going to jump into the chat because I have not highlighted comments nearly enough today. So let's see. A lot of hellos. And of course, I said hi to Paul Peck. I'm number 7. I think that's on the thumbs up. Let's see. I thought I saw a comment. And it's Wa We Ya. That's how my channel is pronounced. I'm going to have to memorize that. Wa We Ya. Yeah, if you take the syllables in 2 letters at a time and just don't overthink it, that makes sense. Wa We Ya. Love it. Chantel said she had a massive storm come through and watched rain come through my internal walls. Oh, dear. Yeah, you guys down that way probably got hit harder. We got some rain a couple of hours before the stream here. I know Chantel lives probably down the road a bit further south than where I am. And yeah, I think it's sort of different parts, different storms, different cells passing through different parts. But yeah, we had mainly rain and some wind in our area. So yeah, it's storm season, spring storms. It is spring in this part of the world. But yeah, when you get the where you get the water in the house, I've had that before, so I understand the pain. I understand the pain. Oh, ouch. Well, I hope that gets sorted. Hope the insurance company helps you with that as well. Okay, I'm going to pull back out of this because that tends to slow things down when I'm in the live stream manager. Well, that was on my old computer anyway. I haven't really tried it on this new computer. It seems to be a little bit laggy there, but that's just on me. I want to go back to YouTube, so it's static. Oh, look at that! It says that I'm live, so that's good. I just went to my own homepage, and my own homepage told me that I was live. Don't you love that? Yeah, if you've got questions, make sure you pop them in the chat. It's a little quiet on the questions today, or anything else you want to talk about. Let me know, because it's a lot of the content on the show is often driven by you in the comments. Otherwise, we can break things up a bit by jumping into the live stream rundown, which is a little segment I usually do towards the latter half of the show. And we can do that as well. So yeah, bring your questions. Let me know your questions. I am eager to jump in on those. I don't know what I did, but I just lost my music in my headphones. I don't know if you can still hear them. Oh, I must have bumped the slider. There we go. If I pull it down anymore, it just sort of disappears. As I was moving the window, I bumped the slider. All right. I think it's time for the live stream rundown. I'm going to run this early this week because, I want to keep things moving along. But let me know, yes, as Chantel mentioned, the music that is playing in the background is all from Epidemic Sound. And if you want to check it out, that link is always a good thing. That will help you along. If you ever want to check out, I think I'm paying $15 a month to get unlimited use of any track that is on their site. So I use it background in live streams. I use it in my videos. So it's really good, yeah. And it's just like a selection of music that I've picked and downloaded from Epidemic Sound and put in a playlist for live streaming. And it just goes on random shuffle, so you guys can hear it. All right, it's time for, and I got to remember, I can do everything on the Stream Deck now. I can press the button instead of clicking on the screen. So I need to remember to do that. So here's the live stream rundown.
It's time for the live stream rundown, brought to you by Doug Hewson YT.com.
Yeah, coming up after the show, we've got Nick Nimmin Live, 9 a.m. Eastern. And that's only in like about 38 minutes. A little bit later in the day, 11 a.m. Eastern, Ian Corzine's doing a live stream. He's covering multiple topics, including the Uncharted movie. That's interesting. And TubeBuddy are running a special right up until Halloween. 20% off all sign-ups and orders if you're upgrading, whatever you want. You can use the link that's in the description. It's the one that's dhit.link/spooky. And I use Ecamm Live, as you just saw there, for my live stream. So if you're on a Mac and you want a good live streaming software, check out Ecamm Live. I'll also have a link in the description. And I ran out of music before I finished talking. I didn't really hit my cues on that one today. Let's go back to this camera. All right. People are disappearing. I'm not sure where people are disappearing from. People disappearing? I know the music was disappearing. I paused the music while I was running that. And Chantel's dropped the StreamYard link as well. That's the other live streaming software I use. What I'm using now, though, is Ecamm Live. And so, if it's a Mac exclusive software, of course. So if you're live streaming on a Mac, Ecamm Live's pretty good. So I highly recommend it. But if you're doing interviews, in my mind, cross-platform stuff, StreamYard's the way to go. So, I'm by software when it comes to live stream. Is that how you say it? I have no idea. Getting peeps, nobody wants to learn. Is Daniel doing a live after Nick? Not that I know of. Not that he's scheduled. Let me have a look. Let me update my subscription feed. If he scheduled something since I started live streaming, then that's on him for not scheduling in advance. We've got nothing. Got nothing. They're the only two streams that I know that are on this morning or today on YouTube that I subscribe to. Normally I'd have VI show, video influence shows. It seems to be on a bit of a hiatus. I haven't done a show in about a month. And I think there is quite often Daryl Leaves will do a live stream. If he does, it's usually later on a Saturday. I don't think he's done one since before Vid Summit, so it just depends on his schedule, of course. So they're usually typical ones you get on a Saturday, including the monthly channel review show from D. Nimmin and Daniel Batal, which is coming up on the second Saturday of November. It's every second Saturday of every month, so it's once a month on that. And they're doing that on the StreamYard channel. That's always a killer stream to be on. I usually hop on that one after. It's usually scheduled for just after Nick Nimmin's stream, and I jump on from here to Nick Nimmin's stream and then over to that one. And they do channel reviews with a difference. Let me just say that it's with a difference. So if you're interested in getting pointers on growing your YouTube channel, getting your channel looked at, things like that, then that's a thing to look out for on the second Saturday of every month. The channel review show with D. Nimmin and Daniel Patel. All right. Let's go. Let's get to 100 people. Yeah. A little quiet today. Make sure you share this out. I think a.m. Eastern on a Saturday is quite an early show. So let me know if it's too early. Let me know. I'm interested to know. But I know for people in the UK and Europe, it's the middle of their day, so it's not too bad. Just depends on if you're busy or not. Some people do sport on Saturdays. Some people get their shopping done on Saturdays. Some people do their yard work on Saturdays, and so I understand. Let me know if you've got any questions. Drop them in. Chantel said, yes, an awesome. I think that's supposed to be awesome stream, but I can't usually stay awake. Yeah, it's for us Aussies, it's pretty late, the channel review stream. Because once Nick finishes, it's usually my time. It's usually around 2 a.m. and then they start just after that, and then they will go for a couple of hours. So, yeah, to stay up for the whole show to 4 a.m., you know, I'm not as young as I used to be. But I try to hang. I try to hang with them. I try. I'll be fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Midday in the UK. Finish my shopping and just chilling now. Yeah. Oh, it's 1:30. 1:30. That makes sense. 1:30. Yeah, I do a moderator show that starts at 1 p.m. British time on Fridays, called Free Jingle Friday on Music Radio Creative channel, or Mike Russell's channel, I should say. And I moderate that stream, and that's always a good show as well. And it's always coming at people at the right time of the day, middle of the day. But catching those early birds in the US, super early. I do apologize if you're on the west coast of the US, because this is just way too early for you. But no, it's just the right time, because you've got people like Paul Peck, Drywall Tube, coming in here early 8 a.m. in the morning, joining the show. Paul's always here doing his thing, joining the chat, making sure that it's all happening. I get notifications for videos that are dropping. Somebody just dropped a video that I'm very interested in watching, so I'll have to check that out later. Ideal time for me, says Albitastic. Absolutely. It's a good time, because it's sort of the middle of the day, and on a Saturday particularly, it's like, you know, if you work on Monday to Friday 9 to 5, it's probably but on a weekend it's like, hey, it's my chill time. I'm gonna watch a bit of Nick Nimmin, I'm gonna watch Doug, whatever else might be on. Always good. Yeah, very, very quiet on the question. I'm not getting any questions from you guys today, so if you've got any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat for me, because keep that happening. It's very good what you're doing, Doug, helping people. Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do. That's always a goal of this channel, is to help people with technology, and not so much technology, but in the creator space is what I particularly like to talk about. That's why we do Creator Breakfast Live, where we talk about creator stuff. Particularly, I love talking about YouTube. I'm not really an Instagrammer or a TikToker, but when it comes to YouTube, that's my jam. So I like to talk about stuff YouTube related, in particular, if it comes to news and stuff. And then, of course, on my channel, I like to do tutorials on how to live stream and how to use particular apps that are creator related. So if there's any apps out there, whether it's on a phone or on a Mac in particular, but even if it's PC, I'm sure I can wing it, because I honestly don't have a PC. I think I have to invest in a PC one day. So it's interesting. You know, I like to work out how things work, whether it's live streaming software or you know, something to make a thumbnail or something like that, and show people how to use it. And that's sort of what I've done throughout the life of my channel, as well as talk about YouTube and breaking news on YouTube and things like that when it comes to like creating, not YouTube drama, not the drama. All right, SGTS Gaming. What changes YouTube did? That's not the one I clicked on. That's the one I clicked on. What changes YouTube did? YouTube have done 3 things to help small creators. Let me recap. The first thing that YouTube have done to help small creators is that they lowered the requirement for the community tab from 1,000 subscribers down to 500 subscribers. So the requirement is halved, It's easier now to get the community tab. So if you are still under 500 subscribers, then you've got your goal is now halved. So that's great news. And if you're over 500 subscribers and below 1,000, you've just got the community tab. So get posted on there. The second thing that YouTube have done is they've rolled out @mentions, where you can type the @ symbol and then the channel name. If the channel that you're mentioning and you are both over 500 subscribers, then that works. You can do it in the title, in the description of your videos. It's handy if you're tagging somebody who's doing a collab with you or someone you're talking about in a video, something like that. So that's good. That limit used to be 1,000. It's now 500. So they've lowered the bar again for creators below 1,000. The third thing is the live stream requirements for streaming on the YouTube mobile app. So the YouTube app is specifically, they've lowered the requirement from 1,000 down to 50. So you only need 50 subscribers as long as your channel's verified, which it should be, because you need that for custom thumbnails, for live streaming, for posting videos longer than 15 minutes. So now you can live stream if you've got 50 subscribers or more. The only limitation is that they limit how many people can watch a live stream to the number of subscribers you have plus 25. So if you've got 51 subscribers, you can go have 76 people watching, and then that applies all the way up to 1,000. Once you hit 1,000, they'll remove the restriction, and then you have full access to live streaming and have as many people watch as are willing to jump in and watch. So they're the three things. So the community tab, the @mentions, and the live streaming on the YouTube app. So they're pretty cool. Pretty cool changes. Let's have some speculation now. Let me know in the chat if there's anything that you think YouTube's also going to lower for small creators, or just lower the bar on. What do you think that YouTube is likely to lower the bar on for access, to turn a feature on, or something that you would like them to lower the bar on? And if they lower the bar, what would you have them lower it to? So that's what I'm interested in. So let me know. Albert says no PC. No, I'm running Macs. I've been using Mac since about 2012 at home. Like I use PC at work at my day job, but I don't. Well, a Mac is kind of a PC. Well, it's a personal computer, but I mean, as PC, I'm using it interchangeably with Windows, is specifically so. Okay. Only your background music doesn't irritate me, LOL, because others, their music are always louder than their voice. Yeah, it's always hard to figure out because I'm listening through headphones, and I don't hear myself back through my headphones. I'm only hearing my own voice, so it's hard to get the vibe. I can probably turn up the audio on my iPad here that I'm monitoring the stream on if I wanted to check it. That'd probably be the only way. Nagato BG is in the house saying hello. Hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, where are we? I'm scrolling to get caught up in the chat. Yeah, mixing audio can be a challenge for sure. Whether it's for a live stream or whether it's for a video, a pre-recorded video. Although with the pre-recorded video, you have ample opportunity to listen back. But then some people, it's not their strong point. Like I think audio is one of my weaker points. Well, it was when certainly felt like that when I started. Even though I've had experience in audio, but most of my past experience has been in video production, which has been more on the visual side of things. I haven't been so much concerned with the audio side of things. Aha! This is one I can get behind. Bringing YouTube stories down to 1,000 subscribers. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I certainly wholeheartedly agree with that. I've been hanging out for stories for so long. I remember when I got to about 5,000 subscribers, I said, can you just at least lower it to 5,000 subscribers so that I can have access? It was a little bit of a selfish thing to say, but I'm like, come on, YouTube, throw us a bone, give us stories. It's like, I have no idea why 10,000 is the limit for that, especially now that there's YouTube Shorts limitation. There's no requirement for YouTube Shorts at all. The only difference is an expiring thing. They only last a week. I remember when on Instagram, and then they disappear. So they're short form, temporary content. And I think the interesting thing about that, you can use it like in tandem with the real beneficial thing to talk to your subscribers in a more casual way, behind the scenes, or like where you only have like the 15, 20 seconds. I don't even know how long remember. So let me know. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm seeing the feed. I'm seeing the feed on my iPad. It is a bit slow. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll go back to my other camera, see if that helps. I'm just looking through the chat there. My past life, I did theatre lighting. I'm not liking what I'm seeing on the stream. My stream has frozen. I don't know what it's like for you. Let me know in the chat. On my iPad feed, it does look frozen to me. So, and KTP Wrestling is in the house. Oh, my iPad's just sort of caught up. It looks like it's a little bit janky though. I need to check my live stream settings, but I'm sure I'm only going out. I'm going to check that right now. Have I my video settings? The stream. Yeah, it's going at 720. I don't know if my Mac is taxed. It shouldn't be. It's an M1 Mac Mini. Internet. Could be my internet. Or it could be YouTube. Agreed. Michael agrees as well. I'm appreciate that. I appreciate we're all in agreement on that one. I love it. I want to listen. I want to listen, hear the vlogger's voice in every word and just a tiny bit of the background music. But a lot of vloggers doesn't understand the background. Yeah, I think it's good that if there's something cinematic happening and they're not talking, that the music comes up a bit. But yeah, as soon as you get the, music coming back, and it messes with what's being communicated, that can be a problem. Yeah, it's lagging a lot. I'm trying to figure out what could be lagging it, because I've got most stuff shut down now. I've shut down a lot of tabs on my Chrome. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to close down some extra Chrome tabs. See if that helps. Actually, I'm going to close Chrome completely. Close. Let's see if that helps. No, maybe I'm having internet problems. Maybe it's internet. Arby says stream yesterday had same trouble. Yeah, it could possibly just be. It could be the connection. Could be the connection. I am with a new ISP, and this is the first time I've streamed since I changed over. So I wonder if that's what it could be. Something else I'd like to see drop is the merch shelf. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think maybe that could be like a 5,000 subscribers. Like, I can sort of understand not having it on channels that don't have an active audience, because then it's just one extra thing for people to, look at. Now it's fine. Okay. Yeah, seems to be running better. Maybe my internet just went slow. It could be my ISP. I did change ISPs. I do have a quicker download speed, and I should have about the same upload speed as I had before, but I've got a quicker download speed, and I'm paying less than what I was paying before, which was sort of the main promise. But I've noticed I've had a few Wi-Fi dropouts, and I've only assumed that it's the Wi-Fi, and it hasn't been anything on the actual modem or the router for the internet connection. So I really don't know what it could be. But we seem to be back, so that's good. And I closed my Chrome tab, so maybe that was it. Maybe I was taxing out the encoder on my Mac. I don't see how. Magic Flying Potatoes in the house. Welcome to the stream. So find out here. Certainly. A pre-stream. Yeah, I'm slack like that. I don't run those that often. I ran a few when I first got the internet changed over, because I was at the store Friday afternoon last week, so a week ago, and by the time I got home, they had changed it over, because on the NBN they just have to flick switches in the background, and so I'd already changed over, so I had the quicker download speed. The upload isn't really different between the 50 and the 100 plan, but always having the additional downloads helpful, and plus I'm paying less than what I was paying on the other ISP, so it's a win. They'll give me I'm getting a $40 discount just because I've got it's on the same account as all my mobile phone plans, all the in the household, because we have our account. So we have I have I think I got 4 phones and 2 iPads. So I got 6 devices on that plan. Some of them are just data plans and not device payments. So, all right, where are we? Donna's in the house. Donna missed the 3 things that YouTube has recently done for small creators. I can recap. Let me recap. The first one was they've lowered the requirements for the community tab. So that's happened in recent weeks. They've lowered the requirements and that requirement is now 500 subscribers, by the way. They've also lowered the requirements for the @mentions, where you can somebody who's another channel in your title or description. They've lowered the requirement from 1,000 down to 500 as well. And the third thing that they've done is they've lowered the requirement for live streaming on the YouTube mobile app. So if you live stream on the YouTube app, it used to be 1,000. You used to have 1,000 subscribers. Now all you need is 50, which is great. People can get into live streaming really early. There's some minor limitations, but I don't really consider them as limitations, because I think it's still a win. So that's the condensed version. The video I dropped this week covered the number 3, covered the new live streaming requirements. So if you want more details, it's in that video. A couple of weeks ago, or probably nearly 4 weeks ago, I dropped the video on the community tab as well. I didn't do a video on the mentions. That's just one that has sort of snuck in, and so I added it to today's topic, of course, as the 3 things. And then we were talking just now about what other things would be good for YouTube to drop the requirements for. And the only thing that we've had so far is, of course, people saying stories. I think also someone mentioned the merch shelf. Maybe they could lower the requirements for the merch shelf. So if you've got anything you want to add to that, like any other things that they could lower that might be helpful to small creators, let me know. Let's discuss that. We certainly agree on stories. Bring stories down from 10,000, because 10,000 is ridiculous for that. Bring it down to, I think the suggestion was 1,000 subscribers. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. All right. I'm scrolling through the chat just to get caught up. Well, Donna, it should be rolling out. I tested it midweek when I did my video, and I had it on both Android. I think they rolled out Android first. So an Android phone should be good to go. If you go down and click the plus button and then click go live, it should pop up a little screen that tells you that you can go live. As long as you're over 50 subscribers and have verified your channel, then you should be good to go. And I believe most cases, that's not my iPhone. My iPhone's up there. This is my iPhone. That's my iPhone. Oh boy, I'm picking up the case. I was picking up my case with my Apple logo on it, but there's no phone in there. It's empty because it's up there. So yeah, that should be there. So make sure your apps the YouTube app is updated on your phone, and check it out. Hit the plus button and then click go live and see if you can. The video I put out this week does go into details on that and does a bit of a demo, so you can have a look at that. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Android has been rolling out quietly for a little while. That's how I found out about it. Somebody came into a Facebook group and says, "Oh, the new requirements for live streaming, it's only 50." And I'm like, "What? Are you sure?" And then I started looking into it, and they were right. And I'm looking at my iPhone. I'm like, "Nah, it's still 1,000." And I'm like looking online. The documentation still said 1,000. And then I found some additional information. So it's gone under the radar. They have not announced it on Creator Insider or anywhere else where they announce these sorts of changes. So it's an interesting thing that's happening there. It's been it's like a quiet secret release. I'm sure they're probably going to mention it on an upcoming episode. Do you use Sidecar or different software to use your iPhone as a webcam? With Ecamm, it will, if it's plugged in, it'll automatically just take your screen. So what I've got up here is I've got Filmic Pro running, and if you double tap on Filmic Pro, it takes all the on-screen display off, so you just get a clean feed. And so that's just feeding through my USB cable. So it's as simple as that. But there are apps. There's an app where you can get like a clean feed through a similar method, or you can like use it as or get like one of the apps that turns into a webcam where you can send it wirelessly over the network or via NDI and things like that. So yeah, it is good news. I think it's good news. It's like it gives you something if you're not yet even at the 500 subscriber level for some of those things. So the community tab or the app mentions, it gives you something. It's easier. It's an easier target to hit because it's lower. It's half. So that's they're making it easier. And then once you get to that, then those features roll out to you, and then you get to work with your community a little bit more. And I didn't live stream for the longest time because I didn't know that live stream requirement was below 1,000. Yeah, some people thought that like across the board it was 1,000, but it was only ever 1,000 on the YouTube app. Like you could pick up a mobile phone, use the StreamYard app, not StreamYard app. Well, you could use StreamYard, yeah. You could use Streamlabs, you could use Prism Live Studio, any number of the apps, and it wouldn't hold you to that requirement. It was only the YouTube app. And then if you're streaming on desktop, like whether you're using Ecamm or OBS or Streamlabs OBS or XSplit or StreamYard or Melon or there's a whole bunch, you can basically live stream as long as your channel's enabled for live streaming. You can go from zero basically. Like when I do @mention, not every channel member. That's right. Both your channel and their channel have to have at least 500 subscribers, and it used to be 1,000. So it used to be both channels have to have 1,000 subscribers. So unfortunately, it doesn't work for channels below 500. But if they get to 500, you're at 500, then you're good to go. Over 500, my name doesn't come up. I'm not sure if you can @mention yourself. I don't know how to do a live demo on @mention. I need to look into that a bit more because I don't really use that feature that much. I know about it and I've seen it. I've used it, so that's interesting. Doug, tell me what makes a great mod. Because I'm modding with some before and now. I think I'm good, but I want to know more from you if you don't mind. What makes a great mod? I've done a few videos on this, and I think what makes a great mod is somebody who's like paying attention to not only the chat, but also paying attention to the live streamer and being able to pick up on what the live stream is doing, pick up on the vibe of the live streams, whether it's like a gaming stream or whether it's like a business type stream. There's like so many things people can stream about, like topic wise. and everybody has their own flavor, their own flair. They have their own vibe. Vibe's the word I'm going to go with. Vibe. They have their own vibe. And so if you go with that vibe, you want to be able to get behind the vibe. You want to be able to understand it, identify with it to a certain extent, so that you can basically represent the live streamer in a way that fits their vibe. So that's the first thing. That's before you get to any type of moderation. And then there's when you put your hands to the thing and then you're in the chat and you learn the actual, whether it's on Twitch or whether it's on YouTube or wherever, learn the features that moderators have access to, whether it's timing people out or removing an inappropriate comment or, God forbid, abandoning somebody from that streamer's channel. First time you do that, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of responsibility. It's like if you're a troll, it's no big deal. But it's like, is this a borderline? Should I really be kicking this person out of the stream? And in most cases, it's probably yes. I've been in streams where I'm like umming and ahhing whether somebody should be removed, and I've had the streamer jump in and remove them themselves. So it's like, it just sort of says, yes, my instinct is right, they should be removed. And that takes time to learn. I could go into a whole lot of detail on moderation, but make sure you check out my moderation playlist, because that'll answer a lot of those types of questions. And I'm happy to have specific questions come back at me in the comments of those videos. I've had some interesting discussions with people about moderation in those videos. Yeah, that sort of makes sense, that you probably would be able to mention yourself. I'm fun, firm, and fast as a mod, but I want to learn more from people like you. Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, some of my videos cross over on the practical side of how you use things, tools that you can use for moderation, and then some of it is more in the, like we're talking about, the psychology of moderating. And I probably need to get back into doing some more videos on that. I do drop a mod video from time to time, but you can see all the ones I have done in my moderation playlist. So that's a good place to. And I mod for so many different people. Is I got a lot of different vibes to get behind. I got a lot of different live streamers to pick up on what they're putting down and go with that flow. So I mod in a manner that goes with that flow and not with just what I would do, because every live streamer has a different expectation, and so you got to go with the flow. Doug's moderated live playlist is awesome. Still waiting my moderator certificate. Gee, one day, moderator course with a certificate. Dear, I don't know if I should commit to that. And I am looking at the time and thinking, Nick Nimmon's going live in approximately 5 minutes, and this is the part of the time where I'm usually already wrapping up. Paul's even dropping one of the classics, How to Become a Great Moderator. It's one of my earliest videos, and it still does good. Yeah, I'm always happy. If you've got specific questions, just to shoot me a comment in one of the videos. Because sometimes those comments trigger ideas for other videos, and then that's extra content that helps you, helps other people as well. So yeah, if any question actually comes up, you say, "Oh, I'm going to ask Doug about that," then make sure to get in contact, drop it on me in a comment on one of those videos, or if you happen to be in a Facebook group that I'm in, you can drop it in there. I'm in too many Facebook groups, but if you know me from there at all or see me in there, then you can ask me in there. I'm happy with that. I do have do I have a Facebook group? I think I've got a Facebook group, but I don't actually do it. I've never advertised it. I have a Facebook page, like a page where stuff goes on where I post my videos and stuff. So I'm on Facebook a little bit. But, Facebook's not my jam. YouTube's my jam. Twitter, I like Twitter. So you can get me on Twitter as well. Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Particularly in the groups that I help moderate or I'm in. for various things, but there's quite a few. They're all YouTube related, of course. Okay. Everyone's coming in just before we're about to wrap up and head on over to Nick Nimmin's live stream. Anthony's here in the house. I saw MYC Prince is here as well. Put links to live streams. I'm not sure the context on that one. And I'm clicking on random things. I need to start clicking on buttons. I need to start getting in the habit of hitting my Stream Deck buttons instead of clicking on the screen. I'm still in the habit of clicking on the screen way too much. Okay, and Chantel has already dropped the link to Nick's stream, so we're heading over there. We're wrapping things up here. Thank you for joining me today. If you missed those 3 points, I recapped them a couple of times, but feel free to go back to the replay of this. This will be up live on the channel for at least 24 hours, 48 hours before it gets unlisted, but it will always be in the Creator Breakfast playlist. So if you ever want to pick it up there, you can pick it up there. The recap of the 3 things will be there. And I have done videos on 2 of the 3 things already, so some of my recent videos, you can check those out. And they have greater detail, of course, on the 3 things. Put links to live streams in comments. Yeah. Chantel's dropped Nick's, so that's the next place we're going. So it's like a... it's not called a hype train, it's called a... On Twitch, it would be called a raid. It'd be like where I'm done and I'm sending you to the next stream along. It's a very, very twitchy thing to do, but we're doing it on YouTube. I'm sending you to Nick Nimmin. Nick Nimmin's going to answer your YouTube questions live. So if you've got questions, Nick's got answers. So make sure you join me over there. I'll be in the chat. A lot of other people here will be in the chat as well. But for now, this is Doug. And I'll catch you on Nick's stream.
Stay tuned for Nimmin Live right after the stream. Nick will answer your YouTube questions live.